What if I told you that choosing the wrong mountain bike could completely ruin your adventure, or the right one could make every trail feel like flying? Most people think all mountain bikes are basically the same, but in 2026, the difference between a good ride and an unforgettable one comes down to frame material, suspension quality, gearing, and overall control. In this video, we're breaking down the 5 best mountain bikes in 2026 that are actually worth your money. From budget-friendly comfort cruisers to lightweight performance machines, we're comparing them head-to-head so you can clearly see which one fits your riding style. Whether you're just starting out or leveling up your trail game, there's something here for you. And hey, what would you choose if you had to pick just one? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'd love to hear your opinion. Let's jump right in. All the links are in the description. Number 5. Now starting with the Betterland 26-inch mountain bike, and here's the real question. Do you want pure performance or a comfortable, no-stress riding experience? Because this bike is clearly built for riders who care more about ease and stability than aggressive trail domination. The high-carbon steel frame makes it sturdy and capable of handling up to 330 lbs, which is actually impressive compared to most entry-level bikes, but that durability comes at the cost of extra weight. When you compare it to something like the EUROBIKE or AVASTA models later in this list, you'll immediately notice it feels heavier and less sporty, especially on climbs. However, for casual riders or beginners, that extra weight actually translates into stability and confidence. The front suspension, and dual suspension on some versions, does a decent job absorbing bumps, making it ideal for city streets, park trails, and light off-road use. Its 7 or 21 speed drivetrain gives enough flexibility for small hills, but don't expect high-end shifting performance like you'd get on the EUROBIKE 21 speed system. Where it really shines is comfort. The ergonomic seat and upright riding position make long rides surprisingly easy on the body. Compared to the Max 4out or WEIZE, it's not as performance-focused, but it's definitely more beginner-friendly and forgiving. Think of it as the relax and enjoy the ride option rather than a race machine. So, what do you think? Would you go for comfort or speed? Let me know. Number 4. Next up is the WEIZE mountain bike, and honestly, this is where things start getting more interesting because now we're talking about a true comfort-focused dual suspension setup. Unlike the Betterland, this bike adds rear suspension, which immediately changes the riding experience on rough paths. If you compare it to the Max 4out, both aim for comfort, but WEIZE feels more controlled and balanced, especially for casual riders who don't want too much bounce or instability. The high-carbon steel frame keeps it solid and durable, but again, it's not the lightest option. So if speed and climbing efficiency matter to you, bikes like the EUROBIKE or AVASTA will clearly outperform it. That said, the 18-speed drivetrain is smooth enough for neighborhood rides and light trails, and the twist shifters are super beginner-friendly. One thing I really like is how predictable the braking feels with its V-brakes. They're not as powerful as disc brakes on higher-end models, but they're reliable and easy to maintain. Compared to the Betterland, this bike feels more refined, and compared to the Max 4out, it offers a more controlled ride rather than a bouncy off-road feel. It's basically designed for riders who want comfort first, adventure second. So here's a question. Would you sacrifice speed for a smoother ride like this? Comment below. Number 3. Now we get to the Max 4out 26-inch mountain bike, and this one is kind of the middle personality of the list. It doesn't go full performance like EUROBIKE, and it doesn't go full comfort like WEIZE. Instead, it tries to balance both. The dual suspension setup gives it a very smooth ride over uneven terrain, and honestly, compared to Betterland or WEIZE, it feels a bit more controlled on rough surfaces. But when you put it next to the AVASTA or EUROBIKE, you start noticing the limitation of its 7-speed drivetrain. It simply doesn't offer the same climbing range or speed flexibility. That said, for beginners, this simplicity is actually a good thing, because fewer gears means less confusion and easier maintenance. The high-carbon steel frame makes it tough and durable, but again, you're trading weight for strength. In terms of ride feel, it's more urban adventure than hardcore trail riding, which makes it perfect for city riders who occasionally hit dirt paths. Compared to WEIZE, it feels slightly less refined, but compared to Betterland, it definitely feels more rugged and adventure-ready. So the real question is, do you prefer simplicity or versatility in your ride? Let's talk in the comments. Number 2. Now this is where things get serious. The EUROBIKE 21 Speed mountain bike. Right away, you can feel the difference because unlike the previous steel frame bikes, this one uses a lightweight aluminum frame, and that changes everything. Compared to Max 4-Out or WEIZE, the acceleration and climbing efficiency are noticeably better, and when you line it up with AVASTA, you start seeing a real performance battle. The 21-speed drivetrain gives you much more control over different terrains, especially steep climbs where bikes like Betterland or Max 4-Out would struggle. Another big advantage is the dual mechanical disc brakes. Compared to V-brakes on earlier models, this gives you far more stopping confidence, especially on fast descents or wet trails. The 27 5 versus 29-inch wheel option also adds customization, something you don't get on most budget bikes. Compared to AVASTA, EUROBIKE feels slightly more aggressive and sporty, while AVASTA focuses more on lightweight comfort. So this really comes down to preference. Do you want speed and control or lightweight comfort? I'd love to hear your pick. Number 1. And finally, the AVASTA Earth mountain bike, the clear winner for riders who want a balance of performance, weight, and modern design. The first thing you notice compared to EUROBIKE, Max 4-Out, WEIZE, and Betterland is how light and responsive it feels thanks to its 6061 aluminum frame. This makes climbing easier, handling sharper, and long rides much less tiring. While EUROBIKE also offers aluminum construction, AVASTA feels more refined and comfort-focused, especially with its ergonomic pressure relief saddle that really stands out during long-distance rides. The 21-speed drivetrain is smooth and efficient, and the dual disc brakes give it the same strong stopping power you see in EUROBIKE, but with a slightly more balanced ride feel overall. Compared to all the other bikes in this list, AVASTA hits the sweet spot between beginner-friendly usability and performance-ready design. It's not as heavy as Betterland or WEIZE, not as basic as Max 4-Out, and not as aggressive as EUROBIKE. It sits perfectly in the middle as a do-it-all mountain bike. So here's the final question. Would you go all in on performance, or choose the most balanced ride like this one? Let me know below. So there you have it, the 5 best mountain bikes in 2026. Each one brings something different to the table, whether it's comfort, durability, speed, or lightweight performance. If you ask me, the best bike really depends on how and where you ride, but now you've got a clear comparison to make the right choice. What do you think? Did we rank them correctly, or would you change the order? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome bike reviews like this. All the links are in the description.